What's up, guys? Not2_ here, back with another episode of the Stanley Parable. When we left off, we fell through portal, that hole up there, and now we are going to be moving on with our lives, if we can navigate this dark room. Yep, fell more. Listen to that wind. Ugh. Has this place been overrun by zombies? Is that what happened? I feel like I should maybe have a weapon on me or something to defend myself. Oh, light. Light is good. Let's walk directly into that. There we go. This is comforting. Or we could just go adverse to it. Oh, 427. It's my office. Wow, it got an up/downgrade. I'll press all the buttons I can, I guess, and, no? Am I not supposed to return to my office and do my job here? What does this all say? This blueness, do I jump into it, or no? Maybe the office isn't the right way to go. I need to find a... Oh, here we go.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Very soon?
I can wait.
That's good. I split this ending up into 2 episodes, so you better wait. We're actually already a 5th way through this one. Oh, here we go. Loading screen. That's... And my... Why? Oh, boy. More not responding. Oh boy. Just now noticing my recording window is a little weird. I guess I'll have to fix that in post. Here we go. No. Yes. Maybe? Okay. So I guess that was the rebellious ending. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep going with this series. I'm gonna make
Just
this...
a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Maybe this isn't quite a new beginning. Huh. So I've gotten 2 of the most rebellious endings.
When Stanley came to
Now I'm gonna see if I can get 2 of the most obedient.
He entered the door on his left.
Alright. For once. Here we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nope.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright. Let's check out this broom closet, actually.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nah. I'll just, chill out here with this broom.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason
Not empty.
to still be here.
Look at this. Is this radioactive? Dude, that's awesome. It's radioactive twine.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
And a
He
wrench.
wasn't even doing
Toilet paper.
At least if there
A
was something
broom.
to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Oh, what was that? Looks like we also got 2 rolls of duct tape. A couple of more
Are
tools.
you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah, I've been here about 10
Standing around
seconds.
Doing nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Please
wanna.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Okay, well, I am here because it is awesome in here, and I would like to live here.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Look at this.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet,
Look at
at least you would have had a reason for
Little
exploring
boxes. What
it
are they
to find
covering?
out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Oh, but what about these
I never
integral
would have
paint
thought
lines?
to mention it.
Look at that. There's no way something unimportant to this story could have these paint lines.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yeah.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?
A-plus
The broom
impression of
closet
me.
ending was my favourite."
My
I hope your
favorite.
friends find this concerning.
Hit.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Ooh.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Ouch.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yeah, I love me some drugs and hookers almost as much as I
Well,
love
I've
me
come to a
some
very
duct
definite
tape.
conclusion about what's going on right now.
Oh, what's that?
You're dead.
Yep.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit.
Uh-huh.
You're just about to leave because there's nothing here. A physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system, and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Yeah, could you imagine if I just...
In a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
Oh, never mind.
It's indicative of the long-term
passed out.
sustainability of your
Guess it was a
species.
human vulnerability
Please
or
remove their
whatever.
corpse from the area
I'm all right,
and
don't worry
instruct
about it.
another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
All right, sounds good.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Good to be
I
here.
guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Really. Now,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
nah, let's make this interesting. What do we got here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a
Scanlines
competitive
on the
economy,
headlights, that's
why
really cool.
had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single
We
moment.
appreciate these
for no
clocks here
reason
that
at
tell us
all.
the time. in
None of
the,
it made any
cities of
logical
1, 2,
sense.
B, and 4.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Ah, yes.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Good question.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
Huh?
just hadn't found the words for it.
Ye-
I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt
Yeah, this
to have
really is a
finally found
great
an
relief.
answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Oh, of course
He
not.
wasn't going to lose his job.
No.
He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Please.
I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Yeah, and going in
So,
circles
he imagined
past the 1, 2,
himself
B4
flying
clocks.
And began to gently float above the ground.
Ooh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
Oh.
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
I haven't.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That's literally the first thing I thought about this
Was
game.
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts,
Oof,
he thought.
fourth wall.
And while he thought it all
Decided to
very
put a
odd
closet
and
ending,
wondered
now
if this
this.
voice spoke to all people in their dreams, truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was
Of course
Stanley
not.
simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Please.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Also, AB 11.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could
Freaking out.
he would prove it.
I would.
He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
This connects.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Oh, right, the wife thing.
All I want is my
Totally
life
blew off.
exactly the way it's always been.
You know what? Maybe I'll visit her.
My life
make
is
this episode
normal.
a little extra long.
I am normal.
And you know what? That'll be the finale.
Everything will be fine.
You know, this game's great and all.
I
Really
am
enjoying it. I
Okay.
recommend everyone watching this to play the Stanley Parable if you haven't already. It's pretty cheap on Steam, and yeah,
Stanley began
it's
screaming.
a great
Please,
journey.
someone
And
wake
oh,
me up.
okay,
My
I'm
name
gonna
is
stop now.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
Oh, it's
just
getting
someone
red.
Tell me I am real.
Oh my
I
God.
must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
This atmosphere, though.
And everything went black.
Well, that's fun. You caught me right in the middle of promoting you, narrator.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Mm-hmm.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on
Is
this
that me?
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
That's
she
me.
would soon turned to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He
You
was
guys
obviously
noticing that the
crazy.
curb
This
lines are
much she
twitching? The
knew.
lines surrounding the
Everyone
curb of
knew
this
what
street are
it looked like.
freaking
And in that
out a little
moment,
bit.
She thought to herself how lucky
Sorry,
she
focus
was
on the
to
plot of
be
the game.
normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time
Her
for this,
minds are still
so it was only a moment that she stood
capturing
there, staring
100%
down
of my
at the
attention. I
body.
cannot focus.
And then she turned and ran.
All right, are we back? Are we at the start of the game? Yep. All right, guys. So, honestly, I think that I've gotten most of the really good endings so far. I got the broom closet one. I got totally obedient, totally disobedient.
All of his co-workers
broke
were
the
gone.
game.
What could it be?
Stanley
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hold on. There's a way
No
to,
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
There's
of
a
his
way
co-workers.
to jump out this window. Hold on. I know that I can... This window is open and available to another good ending, so... How do I do that? Because, like, I pressed all the keys recently. Yeah? Did I do it? Nope. Oh. Get a running start. Get up on the... Alright, stay at this trajectory. And... Oh my gosh. I'm not crazy. If you jump into this chair like I did before... There we go. There, yes. Okay. I'm on the desk. And now I gotta control... Crouch. There we go. Yes. Ha! Made it out. All for you.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary.
So
into the
insightful and
nature of
witty.
Video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Really, yeah.
So,
Bravo.
now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Yeah, it really is.
Why don't we take
Fun
a
and
minute
unique.
just to drink it all in?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No, not quite.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue.
Okay.
But now, here comes the real question.
Yeah?
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
Yeah.
I have taken the same idea, but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer.
No.
Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place.
I think you would have just ended it,
Now,
you.
Think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
I might off screen.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this
Well,
is
I'm
Rick.
certainly not doing that baby game for 4
And now
hours.
you
I
come
can
to
tell
see
you
what
that.
happens in this one.
I'll link
So,
in the description
which choice
a playthrough
would
where
you
the guy actually did that. It was
selected
on
continue
Hank Games,
when
Hank
first
Green's
playthrough? How
gaming channel. Maybe some of
tantalizing
you have heard of it.
Not knowing what
I'll
happens
put a link in
when
the-
you pick the
to
other
video,
option. Indeed.
to the video
you
that
are
that
one
came
of the
from,
lucky
because
ones.
he
Though
actually
if the other option
did
is
that. He
really
actually did an
miserable
ending
to
that I
listen
was like,
to,
screw
then
it,
perhaps
so-
you're not. In fact,
Sorry,
I'm just going to say
completely
that no
impaired
one
my
who's
ability
listening
and
to
yours
this
to listen to
is
what the
lucky.
narrator's saying now.
Well, now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever
Wonderful.
and ever. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Alright, I guess I'm sick of this gag. Or I'll restart the game, is that what you wanted? So yeah, this will be the last ending we get. Other notable...
All of
Whoa.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
This is
decided to go to the
different.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is very different. I was gonna say that I've gotten all the good endings, but I don't think I've heard of this one before.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go with the door on my left, huh? I guess they're not gonna let me do it again. So,
Yet there was not a single person
you know what?
here
I'm just gonna
either.
go back.
Feeling a wave
That
of
wonderful
dismay,
broom
Stanley
closet.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no! Oh no! Not again! I won't be part of this. I'm not going to
No?
encourage you. I'm not going to say
Uh-uh.
anything at all. I'm
Really?
just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Alright, well I actually just wanted a quiet place away from the narrator, but I guess that's failed. So yeah, I've gotten a lot of the really good paths here. Honestly, the only notable ones that I can think of at the moment are the 4-hour one where you need to spend 4 hours pressing that baby button, and that is not happening. I'm sorry, I'm not that devoted to this game. And there are a couple of others where if you just branch off at various stages, you get to explore the map deeper and everything. But I'm just hoping to give you guys a nice little introduction to this game with this series, so I think I've done that pretty well in these 5 episodes. So I'm just going to slap finale on the title of this one. I'll link in the description a video where you can see, or a playlist where you can see a couple more endings, and the link to the download for this game, because it's pretty awesome. If you have a Steam account and a couple of dollars to spare, then it's definitely worth your time. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next side series.